Hi, pretty kitty. You're on TV. You want a snack? Huh? I'm feeling like this is very dangerous right now. She does not like this. This is not where she normally eats. It was hard to get her in here in front of the camera. Some animals don't like to be on camera. Hi, kitty kitty. Hi, mamas. Hi, mamas. Hi. Oh, bye-bye. No. Where are you going? Here's your food. Eat your food. Okay. So none of our animals want to be a star except for Fitz. I'll try to pet her for a second. Maybe she won't leave. She left. She don't want to eat. Don't want to eat her breakfast. All right, guys. Well, today we're going to finish up on slope. Instead of the last lesson where they give you a plate of crap, instead of it giving you...
Sorry, she just went to rub her nose with the nightlight and it shocked her nose.
We have a nightlight out there and she shocked her nose on it. IXL. IXL. You will excel. This program is geared to make you the best you can be. All right. So now we are on IXL, 7th grade, V6. We're going to write a linear function, like I said, or we would just call it writing the equation, or people call it in y-intercept form. And all that means is y equals mx plus b. But you're going to put the numbers in accordingly based on the line they are giving us. Now, I said when I wrote those little notes, I always start off just writing y equals x. I don't know what x is happening to x yet. Then I look to add or subtract the b phi. Well, what's the b phi, guys? Where does it cross the y? It crosses the y at 0, the origin. So technically, there is no b. So there's just going to be something happening to x. And this is what we learned before y equals mx plus b. We called it y equals kx. And I jokingly said the k stands for constant. Like as if, I don't know, for real, but as if in German they spelled constant with a k. Constant. It's a constant proportional rate of change continuing to happen to x, okay? So what is that slope that's happening to x, or the constant rate of change? So you start at one point, which is 0, 0, and where does it look like it's crossing? I need to find where the line crosses the two graph lines, intersects them right at that point. So let's see where it does that. Close. Ooh. It almost looks like it does right there, but I don't think so. I can zoom in a touch and you can see. Nope. Here it does. Okay. So slope, or m, equals rise over run. So you come down here where the point is. It goes up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It goes up 7. That's my rise over run of 1. So I'm going to unshrink here a little bit. So that means 7/1 to make a fraction. On IXL, they want that slash going to the right there. Okay, but that's a fraction, but I can simplify that to a whole number, right? Anything over 1 is just the whole number. 7 over 1 is the same thing as 7. So I can go ahead and take the over 1 and get rid of that. So y equals 7 times x. So whatever x was, if I told you x was 1, then y has to be 7 times that 1, which would be 7. If x was 2, y would be 7 times 2, which is 14, okay? Genius. Okay, I'll do one more of these. They're kind of different. So now here we're starting in the negatives, okay? So the first thing I always do is I write y, where's my keyboard? Y equals something happening to x, and then what's b? I do the b phi first. The b phi is the y-intercept. Where does it cross the y line? Right here at -60. So it's a minus. I put a -60 down here. Now what's happened? Oops, I put a plus sign. So you guys weren't here to stop me. There we go. what is happening to x? That's the slope, or the m, rise over run. So I start from this point and I go to the next point. And yeah, it's just going through every single one. So this is going to be positive. It's going up 10 to negative 50, and it's going over 10. See, that would be a 10. So 10 over 10 is what, class? I mean, I could write it out if you want to see it. 10 over 10 times x. Well, I can simplify 10 over 10 to 10 divided by 10 is 1. Y equals 1x minus 60. Well, if you just have 1x, you can just say x, okay? So the slope, you don't really have anything to write, okay? All right, so y equals x minus 60. Super duper. All right, let's jump up skills now so you can see it doesn't really get any more complicated than that. Okay, what is the equation of the line in slope-intercept form? Well, I can see my b phi right off the bat. It's going negative 20, negative 30, negative 40. So I'm going to write y equals something happened to x, negative 30. Okay, now that was my y-intercept, my b phi. Now I can go back in front of the x and let's calculate rise over run. So it's going from negative 30 to negative 20, that's up 10, and it's going over 10 again, 10 over 10. Oh, excuse me. So it's just 10 over 10, which simplifies to 1x, which is just y equals x minus 30. They're being nice to us, guys, because we're learning, okay? It gets harder, trust. All right, jumping to next level, bet. All right, here we go. So I can see my b phi y-intercept is negative 100, that's going to be. So I'm immediately going to write y equals something happened to x minus 100. Now let's go back in front of the x and let's see what's happening to x. The slope is rise over run. You make a point here. Where's the next point? Look familiar? You just stair step it. Rise over run. And so it's going up 100 and over 100. Up 100 over 100. Up 100 over 100. 100 over 100 equals 1x or just x. So that's our answer. Okay? Real tough, right, guys? Let's jump up a level. Okay, we just went up a level. There's only one level left after this, guys, and it's still pretty much the same thing we just now did. Nothing different. Okay, so y equals x, and then my b phi, y-intercept, is negative 4. So I'm going to do that first, minus 4. Then I'm going to move the cursor in front of the x. What is happening to x? Are you serious? It's going from negative 4 to negative 3. Oh, is that on that cross right there? I got to zoom in. No, they changed it on us. And the next one, it's not there either. It's this one. Okay. So it's going from negative 4, negative 3, negative 2. It went up 2, and it's going over 1, 2, 3. Finally, we got something a little different. So let's come back down here to our equation. What are they doing to x? The rise is 2. Now, even though I'm at negative 2, I went 2 positive. It was negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2 left, okay? So it's positive 2 and positive 3. So in IXL, we put the forward slash and a 3. So y equals 2/3 times x minus 4, the b phi, okay? Wonderful. And I'm going to do the challenge level and we're done, guys. So using a fraction there makes it a little more difficult. Ooh, this is a little different. Okay, same as always, guys. So I'm going to put, you get confused and you stare and you're like, what do I do? What do I do? You always just put y equals x, and then what's the b phi? What's happening? Negative 6, negative 7, negative 8. So it's crossing at negative 8. So I'm going to have a minus 8, negative b phi. Then I can click in front of the x, and I got to do rise over run. So you go with this point, and let me zoom in again. Make sure I see the correct point. This is not on the crosshairs of where the two graphs intercept. Neither is this one or this one or this one. That one is close, but guys, I want to tell you, it's this one. I zoomed in because I could tell it wasn't quite this one. It looked like it, but it's not. Here, it's crossing right on the line, okay? So where is that? That's at a 6. That'll come in handy. So I only went up from -8 to -7. My rise is 1, and then I go over 6. So it's a positive 1, 6. Reading from left to right, the line's going up, so it's positive. So 1/6. There you go. How hard was that, guys? Hey, that was a little bit more difficult topic, but it was still within the first 2.5, 3 weeks of school that we did it. And I remember you guys did very well when we worked on them in class. I just think it was beginning of the year. Maybe we were trying harder. And number 2, because you have a picture, you could kind of logically get your way through with multiple choice answers. But I'm going to tell you on our next lesson, whatever we do for the year, they will be more difficult questions. We started off on IXL with a lot of baby questions just to help you and remind you how it works. Speaking of how it works, let's see, how do I shut this party down? Someone call the cops and tell them it's too late to do math. All right, stopping recording, guys. God bless and protect you and your families. Love you, miss you. Bye.